Hey Year 10, hope you're keeping safe and well. What I'm going to do now is just go through the answers to Lesson 6 for you, and then I'll move you on to your task for Lesson 7. So the first task in Lesson 6 was to complete the box below, giving the definition of the word corruption. Now obviously this could have been anything because I asked you to write down what you understood by the word corruption, but I've given you an example here. Dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, typically involving bribery. So again, you could have had anything, but there's an example that you might want to take and put into your own work. Task 2 was obviously just reading, so nothing to go over there. But task 3 was to use this diagram to describe the Republican belief about government. Giving you an example here, but obviously you could have had it worded in a much different way. But for example, government shouldn't interfere in the lives or businesses of American citizens. Essentially, the government should be involved in as little as possible in the day-to-day running of the economy, as they believe that this would make America more prosperous. So as long as you've got something along those lines, then you're good to go. If not, make sure you pause the video here and go back and correct. Your task for Lesson 7 then is going to be about the Ohio Gang. Now, the Ohio Gang were basically a group of people who had high up positions within the government under Warren G. Harding, who was the president at that time. And these people were mostly people who were either friends, family members, or someone who had helped him to become president. And a lot of the time they weren't qualified for the jobs that they were given, but they were almost favoritised by Harding, okay? So read that information, that'll tell you in a bit more detail what I've just said. And then your second task is to fill in this table, okay? And you're going to be filling in the job, the scandal and the punishment that belonged to each person. So for example, Thomas Miller's job, if you look along here, he was alien property custodian. So pop that in this box. In terms of scandal, well, if you look down to Albert Fall and then look up at scandals here, his was the Teapot Dome scandal. So again, just writing down what was in that box over here. And punishment then, cross here, so these are the options. Well, Charles Forbes was in prison in 1926, so taking that information and popping it here, okay? So making sure that we filled in the job, the scandal and the punishment for each person using the job, the scandal and the punishment examples that I've given you here. So that should all be in the reading up above. Okay, Year 10, good luck.